What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and this is my 5 takeaways of the match we just watched between Borussia Dortmund and Ajax. It's going to be quick. It's going to be to the point because I don't want to talk about this match at all. It was horrible. It was one of the worst matches I've seen Dortmund play in a long time. My very first takeaway is going to be addressed, and it's intensity. It's willingness to play. And I'm sorry, but there was one, maybe two players on Dortmund tonight that I could have given a pass to. Kobel was the only reason the match didn't go to like 7-8-0. And Haaland, because, the distribution was terrible. He made something out of nothing. He didn't have his best finishing boots on, but he was okay. All in all, it was horrible. It was horrible. There wasn't intensity there. I don't know if players were tired from the Mainz match. The travel, I don't know exactly what it was to put it, but the bare minimum you got to do to be able to come in and make it an interesting match, especially when you're a club like Borussia Dortmund, is simple effort. That is it. That is all. And that was not there on display today. My second takeaway, guys, is we're going to look at the non-existent midfield. Now, Bellingham has been one of the most important players. Witzel's been very good coming back, but the two did not work today. The midfield was not working together. There was spaces created left, right, and center. It was horrible. Winning the ball back every single time we did, we got pressed down. We couldn't do anything with it. And then regardless, we were just sitting there and weren't able to press the proper ways. Ajax had our number all night long, and the midfield wasn't there. And going in and even tripping back to the back four, it was not there as well. And now we're going to move on to the third takeaway, because again, I can't get into it. If you're on the live stream, you guys know exactly what happened. And it wasn't terrible, but the pressing game today was also not there. There was a time where Akanji and Hummels both went in to press the ball. Both of them went to attack the player, and Ajax was able to get the ball off just before the two players lunged in. And one simple pass took out our two center backs and allowed width and players going forward for Ajax. They created so many chances today. It was men versus boys out there. And then sometimes when we didn't press, there's Emre Can sitting there watching Anthony with the ball, allows him to cut on to his left-hand foot. Easy finish. Why were you not pressing him? Or why were you not covering that left-hand side? You know he's going to cut that way. You know he's got a good left foot. And it was poor defending. Every single thing about the midfield and the back four with our non-existent everything today was awful. It really was. And I don't know exactly how to bounce back from that, because that was atrocious. But going to the fourth takeaway, the players absolutely have some blame, but we do need to focus on Marco Rosa, who got it wrong today. Marco Rosa, potentially this is a day for me. I thought he needed a double pivot. I thought he should have really focused on playing a 4-2-3-1, having actual width available. I wouldn't have started probably in a match like this, both Brandt and Royce, or at least made an adjustment through the way. I would have had the 4-2-3-1 with Malen and Hazard with speed playing proper wingers. I would have had Marco Royce through as Cam, having your two CDMs, Witzel and Bellingham actually doing what they had to do at the back, but instead they had this 4-3-3 awkward shape where Bellingham was kind of caught between defending and attacking and didn't really have an input on the match. Brandt was very invisible. Royce was poor out wide. Mullen was poor out wide, and it really showed that we need a proper winger. And watching Anthony play today was incredible. He has such pace. He has such trickery around his game. Had a really impressive performance, and is a natural winger instead of having Mullen, who's more of that striker now, playing as a winger. And then the same for Brandt or Royce or whoever it is, having to drift out because they're cams. That's what they are. And on top of that, Marco Rosa, I'm sorry, but at halftime, after what was one of the worst halves of football I've seen Dortmund play, nothing was really done. You took off Schultz and put on a CDM who's Emre Can, who's right-footed at left back, who, you could argue he did okay, but maybe. But it's not the changes. I wanted a tactical change. I wanted to see maybe go into a back three, put Shannon in the back three to tighten up those massive holes that were happening in the back and in our back four, allow some potential to get some width through our wing backs, maybe even make it a 3-4-3 or the 3-4-2-1, whatever you wanted to do. Go into the 4-2-3-1, take off Brandt, allow Royce to play through the middle, which is where he wants to play. It just didn't seem like he read the situation right. He got his tactics wrong, and Ajax just completely took advantage of us. This game could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse than the scoreline is showing. It was bad all around. My fifth takeaway, and there's not really a way to leave this on a positive note, but Kobel, thank you for not making it an embarrassment. It was 4-0. It was an embarrassment, but he had stellar saves all match long. Both keepers, to be fair, did play well. Haaland was the only one who ever was going to create something for Dortmund going forward. But it was men versus boys out there. We deserve to lose 4-0. Do not get me wrong. Like I said, it could have been worse. Holland could have maybe made the scoreline a little more flattering for us, but all in all, that's tough. And that was our first real opportunity to make a statement and being like, yeah, we're here to play. We're here to compete. And a team like Ajax just completely dethroned us. So we're going to have to basically see what we can do because we're now no longer the favorites to top Group C. And for people saying that Rosa out, just take a breath. Marco Rose will not get sacked. I can promise you that. He is still in good shape. We are 1 point off of Bayern at the top of the Bundesliga. I know Bayern, it takes a few games and then they take off. Regardless, right now we're in a good position and we're still very, very good favorites to make it out of the group in Group C. So Marco Rose needs to go to the drawing board. He needs to have a bounce back, a reaction against Arminia Bielefeld. He needs to figure out his tactics. He needs to figure out a system in a preference that these players enjoy playing with to get the best out of them, because I don't think he's quite done that yet. And he needs to be able to bounce back against Arminia to just try to forget this result all in total. It's not all doom and gloom, but this is some self-reflection that the players and Marc Rosa have to take a look at if this team wants to compete to get to the knockout stage in the Champions League and try to battle with Bayern all the way. Those are my 5 takeaways, guys. There's a lot more than those 5 takeaways. So if you have anything you want to add, be sure to comment it down below. Feel free to drop a like on this depressing 5 takeaways, but also drop a sub if you guys haven't. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Life of a Dortmund Fan. I appreciate everyone who tuned in for a very fun watch along. Appreciate everyone who's tuned in today for our 5 takeaways. Sorry for the poor result, but hopefully we'll see you guys next time. Cheers, friends.